Oh, right, if you've seen the last episode, you'll know that this happened and this one stretched. But now, thanks to eBay, I've got some replacement bolts, so I can crack on and see if I can fit them in. Hopefully the conrod isn't damaged by the the incident. Phew. So the fact that it's easily unscrewing, I'm taking as a very good sign. Right, before I go any further, I just want to clarify that what this is all about. This is not me making a how to rebuild your tractor engine video, because I'm no expert, which should be completely apparent by now. This is the story of a tractor that's broken and needs fixing. I need to use it. Particularly need to use the digger that's on the back, but I can't afford to have to pay someone to come and do this. So I thought I'd have a go myself. And besides which, it's quite an interesting process, and I think it's reasonably straightforward. So this is more of a record of what happens when someone who is reasonably practical, but by no means a mechanical expert, has a go at rebuilding an engine. So I guess my aim here really is to show, hopefully, a successful rebuild of a tractor whilst it's still sat broken in a field. And also to try and inspire other people to have a go, whereas they may have, like me, considered the thing to be either scrap or just not economical to fix. Who knows, some people out there might just find it interesting to watch me fumbling my way through this stuff. Right. Triple checking the manual, connecting rod bolts, that's what we want. At least that'd be easier to do up. I'm just giving this a quick rinse in petrol, some really old petrol that I've got lying around, which is ideal for this sort of application. So that's the oil pump cleaned up and installed. There's only one bolt holding that in. Here's the sump, which I've jet washed inside and out, got rid of all that horrible gunge that was in there, and I'm going to clean off the remains of the gasket from the underneath of the engine and fit a lovely new gasket. We'll bolt all that up and that'll be it on the block. We're onto the cylinder head. Moving on up. Here's my cylinder head bolts, which are still in the right positions because they're in a, probably don't show up, but they're in a picture of the engine, so they can go back where they came from. Okay, so following the little diagram in the manual, I'm going to take everything up to, I'm going to put that in first. I'm going to take all these bolts up to 50 foot-pounds to begin with, and then I'll torque them up to the 75 that will be the final setting. Here we go then, we're sorting out the valve clearances. So first, got to tighten these bits down, which I forgot to do earlier. otherwise it's going to move slightly when I try and set the clearances. Right, now I need to crank the engine over. Fortunately I found the crank from my Russian lorry fits rather nicely, and I need to turn it until, according to the manual here, I've got to set these ones. All the clearances are the same on this tractor. I've got to set these clearances, but these valves are just crossing over, so the inlet valve is just beginning to open and exhaust closing. So we've got inlet there, exhaust here. Right, let's see if she cranks. So I'm not trying to start it here, I'm just trying to turn it over. And there's going to be loads of air in the fuel system, so it's definitely not going to start for the time being. I'm not even going to bother with the glow plugs, I'm just going to try and turn it over and bleed some air out. What I'm not sure about is whether the starter motor is still going to work. It did get an awful lot of abuse when I was last trying to start the engine. Here we go. This is the main power cable to the little switch terminal there. Make that clonk. So if I go main power cable down here to this one, that will bypass the solenoid. So you might be able to see there I'm eating lumps out of the spanner, which is getting nice and warm. So that means there's power going to the starter motor and it's not doing anything at all. So I suspect that I've burnt it out. Nothing. Dead as a dead thing. Cool. Right, there'll be a delay in proceedings until I can get another one. And yeah, see you then. Cheers.